Hi everyone, Melissa here. I'm back with another video, and this week I have an awesome client success story I'm really excited to share. This week's video is about a specific person, a relationship with a specific person, and a third party. So if you are wanting information on how to manifest with any of those circumstances, this video I think will really help you, and just manifesting in general, because it's always the same formula, right? Doesn't matter what the desire is or the circumstances, it's always the same formula. So before I get into this story, I am available for one-on-one coaching, and I do have some awesome courses and affirmation bundles for specific subject matter. So I've got money, communication, SP, health, fitness, there's a bunch of them. So anyways, the links for all that will be in the description of this video, but I intend that you get what you need from this video as well. So let's get into the story. This is a super awesome story because I've been working with this client. I think we started working together sometime last year. And when we first met, she was in a really bad place in a lot of areas of her life. And she just really didn't love herself, didn't love her life. And she just was so sad and down on herself. And so I'm super proud of her and super happy and grateful to be able to share this success story, because she pulled herself out of that, and she's creating a beautiful life for herself. And she just needed a little pep talk. She just needed a little encouragement, a little support, and help getting out of her own way, help seeing her blind spots, and just to be reminded that we are all good enough. We are all good enough to live a beautiful life. We are all good enough to be loved, to be abundant, to be financially secure, to be healthy. Everybody deserves that, and everybody can have it. So I'm so happy to share the story. Okay, so let's get into the story. I'm just going to read the email that she sent in. Okay, here's my email for Melissa. It's quite long, but I hope it will give hope to everyone who manifests money, career, and SP. And I'll just preface this with this video is going to talk about her success with SP, but I'll do another one that goes into detail about her money manifestations and career manifestations. Okay. This email is rather long, but I hope it will help you understand that everything you think about yourself is reflected in reality. It took me a long time to understand this because I had a very bad image of myself, and the people I loved reflected this bad image back to me. I decided after starting my sessions with Melissa that I had to learn to love myself. I'd often been teased in the past because of who I was, and although today I'm slimmer and feel better about myself, I still had insecurities about my looks, which were reflected in my present life. I'm in my mid-40s and have recently had remarks that reflected these insecurities. Thanks to Melissa, I have learned to love and accept myself and to believe that I'm good enough to get what I want. I did a labor of love, and I saw it all reflected in my reality. I've manifested a lot of money several times, and I'm still manifesting regularly. My career situation has evolved as I've published in a recognized online journal and written a novel for an online contest, which is nearing a record number of views. I'm more confident in my ability to write, publish a book, and be successful. I've also had a lot of movement with my specific person. I've been wanting a relationship with him since January of last year, and I had a lot of movement because I was affirming and living in the precise state of reality where I was with him. But I had these insecurities again late last year and manifested third parties. But I recently had a motivational session with Melissa that got me back on track. I really thought that circumstances didn't matter in reality and that I was the operating power of my reality. I reaffirmed that my specific person loved only me and that all the circumstances that separated us didn't exist because I was the one who created everything. That's really all I did. Reaffirm that I was the director of my film and that my specific person was my main actor. I just had to believe that my film was unfolding in front of my eyes. I also allowed myself to feel to feel doubt that it wouldn't work because I'm a person who can't ignore her reality. But I persisted and went for it, embracing the state where I was the director of my film and that my specific person and I would be together. It all happened in a few weeks. I've had some great moves since January, and I even got a poem he wrote to me at 3 a.m. I got it when I woke up on our online messaging service. Believe in yourself, persevere, and always think that you are the operating power. Now I'm getting calls from him every day, and the fact that we're living together this year. As for the third parties, I just forgot about them and really considered my SP and I as our main characters in my movie. Really, it's just you and your reality, and you're not manipulating anything. You're just choosing what you want to experience right before your eyes. The trick is to give yourself lots of love and to believe in your story, to know that you and this person will give each other lots of love and that you'll be happy. Melissa, I adore you. I am living a better life fueled by love because you made me believe I was good enough. I won't enough thank you for your kindness and knowledge. First of all, to this client, you know that I adore you too, and I'm just so happy for you, and keep doing what you're doing. And like she mentioned, and I want to touch on a few points that she mentioned. She talked a lot about self-love, and I know that topic comes up in the LOA community a lot, and some people confuse it with self-concept, and some people think you have to love yourself to manifest anything. And here, the bottom line is this: you don't have to love yourself to manifest what you want, but loving yourself is just going to produce more experiences in your reality that show love back to you. You know, when you love, you receive love. And when you love yourself, you just feel so much better and more empowered? And isn't every present moment so much more enjoyable when you love yourself? So no matter what, there's always a benefit to working on loving yourself more. And even more than that, practice just knowing that you're good enough. Because a lot of times, I see this with so many clients, and I think we probably all have this story somewhere in ourselves. People think they're not good enough for something, whether it's competition in a job. Somebody's better than me, they're going to make more than me, they're going to get the job. Or third parties with their relationship, their person's going to choose me because I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever. Or there's just so many areas where we can identify where somebody else is better, or somebody can do it better, or somebody did it better, or somebody looks better, or somebody, can do this better. Practice thinking that you do it the best, that in your world, no one compares to you. And exactly how you would do it is exactly good enough for whatever you desire. Exactly how you are is exactly good enough for whoever loves you and whoever you want to love and whatever you want to do. You are exactly good enough exactly the way you are. And you don't need somebody else to validate that for you. Validate it for yourself. Allow that to be true for yourself, and your world will just transform in so many beautiful ways. So I'm just, to this client, I'm just so happy for her. She gave that gift to herself, and she was suffering for so long, putting herself in this prison of, I'm not good enough for all these reasons. And it just kept shoving, the circumstances just kept coming at her constantly. You're not good enough in career, in love, in money. Like she was constantly experiencing that. And when she started to change the way she perceived herself, everything else starts changing. The people around you start changing. Everyone and everything is you pushed out. That's what that means. So the big takeaway from, I think, this success story is your perception is your power. So start perceiving better of yourself. Start perceiving better for yourself. And then you will start experiencing that in your reality. And then just don't be afraid to go for what you want. If she told you in this message that she embraced the doubts and fears, she didn't ignore them. She confronted it. She acknowledged it. And then she stuck to her new story anyways. She didn't let that doubt or fear take over and mean that she's not good enough, and mean that she can't have it, and mean that it's not possible. She acknowledged the doubts and fears, she embraced them, and then she just let them be. She just let them go. She stopped giving them her attention and her power, which leads me to the third parties. She didn't sit and focus on what are they doing? Is SP talking to them? They're better than me. I'm not good enough. They must be prettier, blah, blah, blah. She just completely wrote them out of the story. That's how powerful you are. If you take your attention away from something and focus it on what you prefer instead, that thing that you took your attention away from disappears from your experience. I think there's an analogy in a book somewhere or a video. I can't remember who said this, but it's like, which monster are you going to feed? Whichever one you feed is the one that's going to survive. If you stop giving food to the I'm not good enough or the third party monster, guess what? Those monsters are going to disappear. They're going to wither away and die because they're not fueling them with you're not fueling them with your attention. So pay attention to what you're paying attention to. You know, I'm going to say that again because pay attention to what you're paying attention to. If you are putting all your energy and focus on circumstances that you don't like, on situations that you don't like, but you just keep rehashing them and acknowledging, look, it's there. It's never going to leave your experience. You know, acknowledge it is the first step, but then renounce it, reject it, disregard it, put a new assumption, a new observation in its place, regardless of what you see with your eyes. Put a new assumption, a new thought, a new observation, a new affirmation. It's all the same thing in its place, and let those unwanted circumstances float away, float out the window. Don't hold on to those if you don't want to keep them. You know, let those go. So I just really wanted to share this because she had some amazing movement super fast. There was multiple third parties, and within a few weeks, third parties are gone and she's moving in with SP. You know, they're going to live together. So you can do it too. You can do it too. It just takes figure out what your desire is and allow it to be possible and true for you. And anything that shows you otherwise in your circumstances, notice it and reject it, and don't keep feeding it with your attention. You decide in that moment what's true. You are the meaning maker in your experience. So if you don't like something that's showing up, notice it, give it a different meaning, push forward in the knowing that a new, better story is true. And guess what? It will reflect, your circumstances will reflect that back to you. So I intend this video helped you. And to this client, congratulations and keep up the good work. I'm so happy for you. And to everyone watching, you can find links to book with me for coaching or courses below in the description. And I think that's it for this one. So I intend you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.